Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in to the lemonDROP Station / Mike King Show. Then I have Mr. Deon Fox with me, and we're gonna be talking about a little bit of football. So, you want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, name is Deon Fox, from Richmond, Virginia. Went to Meadowbrook High School, from there James National University.
Okay.
After JMU, went to the NFL. Was a free agent, Miami Dolphins, watched the Redskins. Did a little stint, Green Bay, got released from there, Canadian Football League, and then after that, played in the first edition of the XFL back in 2000.
Yeah. That's a whole lot right there. Can you tell me how was college life for you?
Man, love college life. It was difficult at first because being away from home, doing training camp when nobody else was on campus. But then after the campus filled up, had a ball and actually learned how to become, went from a child to a man.
Yeah, those training camp days, I bet they was rough.
Yeah.
College. I can only imagine how they went.
Nobody up in the mountains. So back then at JMU, and see, this was back in the time before we had the cell phones, but you could see everybody on the FaceTime. We had none of that. I had to use a payphone to call them.
Oh man.
So.
And what is football life about for people that don't know?
It's a lot of hard work, dedication, and wanting to be the best of the best all the time. If you're into it that way, if you love it like that. And my love for football was that great. I knew it had to pay for me to go to school, so I made sure that I had my grades up in high school, when the student first and athlete second, and then try to play ball as well.
Yeah, that's how it is. If your grades ain't up there, you can't play football, and that's what a lot of people get wrong. If the grades ain't up there, you can't get into college sports, and that's what a lot of people go wrong at.
It's a business for the colleges, and that's why it's important for you to have the grades because they're investing money in it. They're paying for your school, they're paying for you to eat, they're paying for your books, they're paying for your classes, they're paying for somewhere for you to sleep. That's thousands and thousands of dollars each year, so it's a business. So people say that you're not getting paid. You are getting paid because you don't have to have that money come out of pocket.
Yeah, and shoot, I always wanted to play college football, but I still think about it. One day I might get back on my feet. I might play for ODU one day. That's a dream, but I love football probably as much as you do, and football can be a big opportunity for somebody, and it can take somebody a long way if they're serious about it.
Exactly, and then even if you get back to the point where you're moving around, you might not want to play, but you could coach. You could be a coach.
My high school actually asked me to be an honorary coach, but I was like, I don't know too much about plays or football, none of that. I don't know how I would feel about doing that. I would be too nervous.
Well, the nervousness is normal. I was nervous the first time I started coaching. But you take what you learn, and then you go out and you study and you research other things, go to clinics. I still go to clinics now. I still attend clinics virtually, and I still go to clinics in person because you never know it all.
Okay.
My glasses, I tell people all the time, my glasses always have full. I'm the glass, the liquid is my knowledge, and I'm always trying to get more. And then once I get it, I try to pour it out and give other people knowledge.
Okay. How was that coaching life? Like what has coaching done for you and other people?
Coaching for me, the fulfillment of actually teaching kids and working with kids. Most of my coaching has been with high school kids.
Okay.
And so my goal was to get them to be successful on the field, teaching characteristics about being productive citizens once they get done with high school. And certain life lessons that I learned in football, I equate to life, everyday life. And I try to do that the same for them, and also try to get them out of where they live to go to school and give them a chance to experience other things.
And what would you say for people that they play football in high school? I see this a whole lot. I see people I grew up with people that was good playing for Henrico, and some of them didn't get scholarship. And if they don't get scholarships, I start to see them going in bad turns and just doing stuff that they ain't got no business doing because they ain't get no scholarship. And most of those people that didn't get a scholarship, they're actually good. So what would you say to those kids that deserve a second chance?
If they still have the dream to play, I think they should pursue it. There are other avenues besides going to straight to a D1 or D2 school with a scholarship. You go to junior college. You can go to a prep school. Things like that to give yourself an opportunity to get into one of those bigger universities. Most people don't understand. You go to a JUCO for 2 years, and then the next 2 years go to Division I college. When you graduate, if I went to a JUCO and I went to JMU for my last 2 years, when I graduated, it says JMU on my diploma.
Oh.
And so most people don't understand that because it's not explained to them. I try to give that type of information to them as well. Guys that you know, guys that I know, you see them, talk to them, hey, man, give it a shot. Yeah. Try to find your way to get into a JUCO, walk on somewhere, take a few classes and play.
Yeah, cause I be seeing a whole bunch of people, that just go bad ways after high school, and I be wanting to say something to them, but I just be wanting to stay in my place. Like, it's so many people that got good talent that just waste it all because they ain't getting no scholarships or offer. But I be wanting to say something to them, but I don't know what to say.
Just tell them what you just told me. Mm-hmm. Hey man, why don't you give it a shot? You ever think about going to JUCO? And just open it like that, because you never know. An encouraging word from you might change their mind to decide they want to do something else. You never know.
Yeah. But can I ask you about, like, which one did you enjoy more, college or the NFL?
I'm not gonna lie to you. The league. The league, because it was certain things that I was still growing and maturing at the time that I went into the league.
Okay.
And at that time, instead of the money going into your books and your dorm room and all that type of stuff, the money was going into your pocket.
Yeah.
So at 23 years old, I'm in Miami for my first team, and it was a growing process. And I'm playing on a major sports team in a major sports market. In an area where you've seen stuff on TV about South Beach and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm down there hanging out, and you meet certain people and you see certain things. So yeah, the league was something else. But if you're not careful, you have a quick demise as well, because it's a lot of guys that went into the league that mismanage things and they're broken.
Yeah. So like money management and just taking the right steps to benefit yourself, and that would be my fear, getting everything too quickly and not knowing how to treat it, and I just draw it off. But you just gotta be cautious of what you do, and I just don't take things for granted. I can only imagine how fun it was playing in the NFL. Like what was the experience like walking on that field and just being like, I can only imagine looking around, seeing billions of people in those stands.
And it was exactly that. Like what you just said, I got chill bumps right now because I can remember my first day walking out. You ever see the movie The Program? With Omar Epps in it?
I think
he was
so.
a running back, went to that college, and he walked out for the game. It was similar to that when I walked out in it was at the time it was called Joe Robbie Stadium, where we played our home games, and I walked out and I looked. And I was looking around like this, and I'm like, wow.
What to do.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, I'm here, because I'd already been through camp. I've been through some preseason games, wasn't a big deal. The actual game, and then you hype for the game, and it's not like I got chill bumps right now, man. I've been retired over 20 years.
I know that feeling. Shoot, them high school days, them bleachers be surrounded, you don't know what to do, and I can only imagine how many tackles you was getting. That drilling and rushing. That drilling and rushing really have you uplifted. You'll be so thankful after the game over when you go home and crash. You be ready to do the same thing again the next day. Football is definitely a good opportunity for somebody that don't know what they want to do. And, but in football, like going on to that the mark scene, like football can be dangerous, but some people they don't really know the risk of how dangerous football can be.
No, they really don't.
And I can only imagine how dangerous it was in the NFL for y'all, because y'all bigger, faster, and stronger. Y'all would be nervous. Don't know what playing with y'all.
I know that the same way you were in high school, you were playing the same way I was in high school. You out there, you're playing, you're flying around, you're making hits because you're not thinking of something bad happening.
Yeah.
You're thinking about just the game. in playing the game. And I was the same way in high school. I had a neck injury in high school as well.
Oh man.
Okay, and that neck injury in high school, I had to be carted off the field with the neck roll on, the collar, and they took me to the hospital, and I was out of school for a week.
Oh man.
And because I couldn't sit up, I couldn't move my head, I couldn't move my neck, and I had a severely sprained neck. I was able to come out of that and continue to play. But you have to understand, like, the medical attention now and the precautions that they take now have made so much progress since I played. And they're going to continue to make progress. So, you know, we're going to keep, you know, that young man in our prayers, that they're able to help him out and he recovers from this tragedy that happened on Monday night.
And do you think that maybe they ought to make safer equipment, or, you know, change the rules? I don't want to sound too soft or nothing, but change the way they hit, or change the way the equipment is, or, you know, just change the way the game is, just to make it safer, because it shouldn't be like the amount of players that get hurt playing football. It just shouldn't be allowed.
You know, it's kind of hard to say because the changing equipment, they change equipment every year because they try to make the equipment more streamlined, but at the same time as safe as possible. I know the helmets that they have now, nowhere near the helmets that I had.
Yeah.
The shoulder pads that they have now, nowhere near the shoulder pads that I had. They're more streamlined. And the plays that I saw, that looked like a regular football play. It just so happened at that point of contact, it was a freakish moment that took place that caused that to happen. Yes, constantly put in techniques for the players to have so they do make contact and tackle correctly to make it safer to play the game, because if we don't, we won't have football in 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, football will not be around, so we need to make sure, like you said, make sure we continuously have efforts to make it safer, and that we have the care in case something freakish like that happens again.
Yeah. Because it just shouldn't, I feel like football got more injuries than hockey, any other sports alone. And I just wanted to be safer, because I would hate for something like this to keep on happening to players like myself and DeMar. And I don't know if you know a guy named Ryan Segier. He got his neck broke. I talked to him probably a couple months ago. It just shouldn't stuff like that shouldn't happen. It's sad.
I think football is more publicized because of the light that is under, the television contracts that they have, where they're constantly showing them on TV. Because if you think about it, you know, hockey is a brutal sport as well.
Yeah.
Okay. I've watched hockey games on TV sometimes. I don't watch the whole game, but I watch some of them and I see how they slamming each other up into the walls and all that stuff. But they're always on TNT, TBS. They're always on the ESPN. They're not on regular TV every weekend like NFL football.
Yeah.
And so maybe because it's not publicized as much, we don't know as much as going on in hockey. But I think in all sports around, we should have the proper equipment, the proper care for guys who get injured, you know, and to make sure that they have the proper treatment to come back from those injuries, and also techniques taught to them so that we can try to prevent some of these injuries from happening. Some things are going to happen because that's just what was meant to happen.
Yeah.
But we can reduce the number, like you said, you know, with some of these injuries. They can't hit up high anymore, so now they're hitting in the knees and cutting guys. So you see a lot of knee injuries going on there because everybody's getting cut.
Yeah, it's like you can't, it's one thing after another. You can't escape an injury. So like you said, I would hate for them to take football out of this whole universe 10 years from now, because I can only imagine the outbreak that'll happen if they just stop football completely. And nobody want to watch basketball 24/7. I'm sorry, but yeah, football, I think they should do something about it, because it's ridiculous and it's sad for the families that gotta watch that man DeMar go through that, and for other players that we don't know about and they get hurt on the daily. You know, I pray for them for things get better, and you know, I don't know what it is about football, but it's a fun sport and dangerous at the same time. And I just thank you for all those football players that put the risk in to entertain other people, even though they might make millions, but It's still for our entertainment.
But not everybody makes millions either, man. You know, it's only about maybe 10 or so guys on the team. Off a 53-man roster, 10 to 15 guys on the team make $1 million a year.
Oh,
The rest of them are like the hundreds of thousands, and then it ranges from 300 to maybe 800,000 a year that they make. The other 30 guys, okay. So you have to look as far as when you were drafted, when you came in, the contract that you signed, how many years you have in the league, as far as your pay going up. So, you know, you have a lot of guys out there on the field. Out of the 11 on the field, there's maybe 5 of them another million, 5 or 6 of them are millionaires. You know?
Yeah, I thought everybody on the NFL team make $1 million. So you telling me I gotta risk my body, risk my neck, risk my knees, risk my arms, and I ain't making that much money, and I'm doing all this for these people, and all you paying me is what, 80,000 a year? How much they? Oh man.
You know, it's 800,000, whatever. But you gotta understand this. It's a love for the game.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a love for the game. You still love the game, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And there it is. I still love the game.
Yeah.
3 knee surgeries later, I still love the game. I got my 4th vertebrae is broke. You know, I got the tip of my vertebrae on my 4th vertebrae in my neck is broken. I didn't realize that until I went and got a whole CT scan done, and they said, look, you see that piece there? That's where it's broken. You see that right there in the middle? That's the calcium deposit that built up. So, so I didn't even know that had happened, but that came from wear and tear on my body from playing ball. But if I had to do over, if I was able to go out there and do it again, I'd play ball again just because I love the sport. You know, and that sounds crazy to some people, but when you love something, you know, like that, and you love doing it.
That's what they tell me. I thought about it every night. I said, if I ever was to be on my 2 feet again, would I play football? And I was like, I don't know, I might be a little traumatized now, because, you know, when I get back on that field, the first, second, and third thought I'm going to have is, oh man, if I break my neck again, I might not be able to recover this time. Or if this bad happens, I would just be too nervous, too scared to give it another try. But we'll see how things will go. But do you regret any about it, playing football?
The only thing I regret about it is not getting as much out of it as I could. Being young, at that time, I didn't have the resources that guys have now. So I wish that I would have learned more at that time when I was in my early 20s, and taken it more seriously to actually go out and seek the things that are actually laid out in front of a lot of guys now, to learn about the sport, the business of the sport. Because once you get into college, it's business. But once you get into the NFL, it's straight business. It's straight business. It's no favorites. It's no this. It's no. I've seen first rounders and second rounders get cut after 2 years after they finish getting paid their signing bonus. They get rid of them and trade them off because they're not being productive in what they're doing. So NFL is not for long, man. If you're not doing your job and not taking care of your business.
Yeah, and it sucks because you get drafted and then you think you're gonna play for 10 years, and then you get cut or hurt or something, and then what am I supposed to do after that? Find a job? Because the NFL do you dirty. You get hurt or you get cut, and they let you go down what you're supposed to do.
It's a business, man, and just like any job, if the guys that go into it, they understand, I got a love for the game, but understand it's a business as well. They'll be just fine. They just have to make sure that they listen to people that have been there before them and have a good nucleus of people around them to keep them informed and going in the direction they're supposed to go in. A lot of guys get in there and get lost with the lights and the glitter and all that.
The cheerleaders
and the other women that hang around and other guys or people that's hanging around them trying to get something from them. They have to be careful of those things. Just like in any business, doesn't matter if you're on the football field, basketball court, or you own your own business and you're meaning in your business. If you're successful, there are always going to be people that come around and want to be around you. You have to make sure. Exactly. So you have to have a good support group around you that are going to go for you. Like your mom and your dad, they go hard for you.
Yes, sir.
Mom and dad are going to always go hard for you. My mom, when she was here, she went hard for me. So I didn't like everything that she always said to me, but I listened to everything that she told me.
She's right.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Same way with my mom. I'm like, Mom, I don't want to hear this, but at the end of the day, I know it's right. and I know it's true. And I know if I don't listen to it, I'm going down my own path, and it ain't what I'm going to want to happen in the future. So, best thing I can do is listen to my coaches, my mama, God, you know, and my dad and my grandma, and their advice.
And see, it's good that you still got all those people with you, because I lost all mine in like as of 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So my grandmothers and my two grandmothers I used to talk to all the time, and then I lost my mom 2 days before Mother's Day, 14 years ago. You know, and so she was my shero with everything. You know, my dad, I love him. He's in Richmond. We didn't have the type of relationship that I have with my mom. My dad wasn't in the household with me. You know what I'm saying? My mom was there every day, thick and thin, everything. You know, and so when we talk about having that support group, you know, it's good to, like I said, it's good to have that support group around you for when things happen, like Hamlin, when things happen to you, to keep you going, to keep you motivated. Because we've heard the stories about you not feeling like you want to go work out. We've heard those stories, but then we also heard the stories of them telling you, no, you getting your butt up and you going to this therapy, you going to work out today because you needed that day. And it's those days that you don't feel like going that you go are the best days that you go because you get the most work done.
Yes, sir.
So I want you to keep pushing and keep doing it because, you know, man, as you make these progressions, I'm gonna be around here. I'm gonna come and talking to you. I'm gonna ask you, yo, man, you get on the lemonDROP, man. Talk to you a little bit.
Come on anytime you want to, shoot. But I just want to ask you one more question. What was the best team you played for in the NFL? It's okay to say the Redskins.
I'm going to say the best teams that I played for were the teams that paid me.
Okay.
That helped me pay the bills. You know, I still do a lot of stuff with the Redskins / football team / Commanders. I do a lot of charity stuff with them, a lot of stuff in the community with their charitable foundation. And I've been doing it for like the last 16, 17 years. I've also done some speaking engagements for them too. So I'm more active with them because they're closer. And they do a lot in the community. So, you know, you're a Redskins guy?
Yes, sir.
Redskins / football team / Commanders.
I don't want to say it too loud, you know, but
no, it's okay. You can say it. So now I know. Next time I see you, I got something for you. So you know, just so you know. But the reason why we hear stuff in the background is because they upset that we knocked them off at home on Monday night. But you know, it happens. You know, that's why we line up and play the game. That's why we line up and play the game, because if we just went about what was on paper, you know, only certain teams would always win. But you line up and play the game.
Yes, sir. And this is the lemonDROP / Mike King Show. You can find me on s.lemon_ on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me at SAMARLEMONS on Facebook. And you want to tell our people what to do?
5756foundation.org. Mr. Fox at 5756foundation.org. Mr. Fox57@gmail.com. At 5756foundation on IG.
Thank you guys for listening, and hopefully we'll see you guys later.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
You got it going, man.
Yeah. Joe Tickowitz, how you doing?